What's up, YouTube? Bay Baller back again. The 49ers draft is over. We're going to take a look at what prospects we got. I'm going to be taking your calls. Stay tuned. What's up, YouTube? Back again. We're talking 49ers, NFL draft, whatever you want to talk about, call in. The link is in the description. I already got my biggest fan already waiting. We're going to get to him in a sec, but I want to talk about these draft picks a little bit because I haven't let you guys know how I feel about all the picks, all right? You saw the Drake Jackson live reaction video. I love the pick. I really like Drake Jackson. He was a pass rusher that I was high on just throughout the process. He's got good pass rushing tools, the spin move, the hands. I'm excited about Drake Jackson. But the third round pick 93, Tyrion Davis-Price. He's a Price. I'm a Price, so I may be biased. But, man, this pick was a bit head-scratching. It felt like a reach, to be honest. He was lower on these draft boards that I was looking at, whether it was CBS, ESPN, PFF. They all had him down, 12, 13, 14 in the running back rankings. And 49ers drafted him relatively early. So they see something in him. I don't like labeling drafts either really good or really bad. I mean, really good. If you love the players, I could see that. But before these guys step on the field, I want to check them out and see what they got to offer before I'm able to say this draft class is a bust or I don't like it. It's subpar. But this running back pick did feel like a bit of a reach. But when I checked out the highlights, they look good. And again, this was just the highlights that I've caught so far. I got to do more of a deep dive on the LSU running back. But he's thick. He's strong. He's like a big bowling ball is what I told Grant when I called in. So we'll see. We'll see on Davis-Price. But, hey, let me tell you, pick 105, the last pick of the third round, Danny Gray. I love Danny Gray. He was a guy I was high on throughout the draft process. I was hyping him up with whoever I was talking about. I messaged Larry Kruger. If we get Danny Gray, I'm all good. And Larry Kruger really liked Danny Gray as well. So, in fact, you know what? Let me pull up. I got a little highlight of Danny Gray I want to pull up here. Bear with me while I get this one going. But, hey, the link is in the description. Make sure you guys are calling in because I'm going to be taking some calls. Okay, yeah. This is the one. Let's see what we got. Danny Gray. This dude's electric. That's what I love about him. He's a deep threat, but he can also do some stuff after the catch. Okay? And we're going to – let's see what's going down right here. Catches it over the middle. He's gone. As soon as he gets a step, you ain't catching this kid.
Danny Gray going the distance.
See that one more time. That's when Grant was like, oh, this looks like little Dante Pettis. I was like, nah, dog. It's not. Dante Pettis could never do this. The wiggle to make the safety miss, and then he's gone. Not happening. Dante Pettis doesn't like going over the middle. Danny Gray shows he can do it right here.
SMU.
And actually, there's one more highlight I want to show you guys. Yeah, let's go full screen on this one.
They would happen in camp, which for most teams didn't happen.
Bouchel on 1st and 10. Another deep shot.
And again, this guy's a deep threat, but he's a yak boy. I mean, look at the yards after the catch. The vision, the acceleration. So the yak boys, Deebo and Ayuk, man, they gained, and Kittle, they gained another member to the yak squad. So I'm really excited about the Danny Gray pick. I think it's going to be a great pairing with Trey Lance. But let's keep it moving down this draft board. Round 4, pick 134, Spencer Burford out of UTSA. He's a tackle. I think he's going to project to be more of a guard. I'll have to watch some more film on the UTSA prospect before I can give you my true opinion on if I think he's a stud or not. But the round 5 pick, 172, Sam Womack, this one was head scratching because after we drafted him, first thing I do, right, is go to YouTube. I'm trying to find everything I can on the guy, and there was nothing on him. There was nothing on Sammy. I'm like, no one from Toledo could cut up some highlights of Sam making some plays. Like, Bomber's not worried about it, though. Bomber says Kyle knows how to pick running backs, and that's true. And I remember back with the Redskins, Roy Helu was the running back that was picked early, and later they grabbed Alfred Morris. And Alfred Morris ran away with the starting job, ran for over 1,000 yards as a rookie, similar to what Eli Mitchell did to Trey Sermon last year. Now, was this pick of Davis Price, is it almost letting everyone know, hey, we screwed up with Trey Sermon, or are they just trying to load up that backfield? Because we know the running back room, you can never have enough depth. A few more picks I wanted to touch on. Nick Zakel, I actually like this 6th-round pick out of Fordham, the tackle. 4-year All-Patriot League. Take it for what it's worth. But, when you're first team All-Patriot League multiple times, the coaches obviously see something new. So he's dominating at that level. Obviously, the NFL level is different, but, in the 6th round, I like it. And Kalia Davis, this dude's got some crazy acceleration at the snap of the ball. That was apparent. After we drafted Kalia Davis, I'm going into tape, and this dude, almost like the Kevin Givens video I put out, right when the ball snapped, this dude's acceleration is phenomenal. So I like the Kalia Davis. We'll have to wait and see about the ACL. Tariq Castro's got some potential. The DB we took in round 6. And Brock Purdy, I know that's Jesse Naylor. Shout out Last Second Sports. That's his boy. He's been pounding the table for Brock Purdy all year, where I was more of Matt Corral. And then Corral played himself, into round 3, which I thought was kind of late for him. But anyway, let's get to my first caller. It's going to be my boy E. Kim. What's popping, Kim?
I'm good. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing good. I figured I'd switch it up a bit, do a little late night call in. It's later for you, so I appreciate you for coming by.
I'm gonna head to bed in a few minutes, so don't worry about it. I'll make it through. Haven't died yet, so.
I asked you how you feel about this draft class.
I feel decent about it. Who really knows that until 3 years down the line? But my thing is, I felt that Davis Price was a little bit of a reach because Tampa got that running back 2 or 3 picks before, and I think the front office kind of panicked or said,
Man,
we
you should never do
him.
that. It should never be you should have your list of guys right there, right in front of you. And just because, maybe they snagged your running back, like, you don't need to stick to that same position if that is what happened. But yeah, if they did that, you would have some question. I'd have some question marks there.
I just kind of feel that with the track record Kyle has with later round running backs, this one was a little bit of a reach. Not saying he can't do well, but I didn't see the value in getting him this early.
I know what you mean. I was, I'm thinking maybe round 5 he could have been there again, because like these lists I was looking at, he was just so far down. But I wasn't disappointed with the highlights. He ran hard. He's a thicker back. He's physical, and that's leading me to think, Kim, like, are we going to be running more like power scheme? Is it going to be more up the gut as opposed to, the Shanahan staple outside zone? I mean, Shanahan will never get rid of the outside zone, or like the toss. I feel like the toss is very similar to the outside zone. Shanahan loves his tosses. They were working really well with Deebo last year. But I know schematically, like with Trey Lance, sorry, I got something in my eye, Kim. That's why I keep rubbing my eye. I don't know what the heck's going on, but I'll make it through it. But I'm thinking with Lance, we're going to see more pistol, more pistol offense where, there's a potential read option or, you can run QB power out of it easier. So there might be a schematic change. That's why the thicker backs that don't feel like outside zone guys, I'm wondering what's going on there. Is there a scheme change coming?
I feel there might be more power, more up the gut if you're going to get a little bit bigger running back.
And the big guard too. Banks is a big guard. That's another guy when you're running power, they have more time to get out in front and when they're pulling to make the second level blocks. So, yeah, when they drafted Banks, like that didn't seem like their traditional outside zone offensive line pick too. So it's like Trey Sermon, Davis Price, are these guys kind of catered to, the Trey Lance offense that Shanahan is envisioning?
Yeah, maybe. I do have one comment about Deebo because he's still on the team as of today. To me, if I'm John Lynch, I throw one last really big offer toward Deebo and force his team to reject for a trade. I would say 4 years, 112 million, 64 million guaranteed. Maybe
that's more than AJ Brown got, right?
But you got to start where AJ Brown got what he got from Philadelphia. Say, hey, we're going to give you a little bit more. If you say no to it, hey, we threw you a great offer. You're the one who turned it down.
I hear you. And Kim, I want to get your opinion on this because I was going back and forth on Twitter with who was it? From someone from 49ers Hive. I forget his name. But it sounded like he thinks AJ Brown deserves to be paid more. And I was kind of pushing back. Like, I guess if you look at the 3-year numbers, AJ Brown's statistics, like the touchdowns are a little bit higher, but it's like there's always that recency bias. What have you done for me lately, right? And last year, Deebo had like 1,800 total yards as opposed to AJ Brown had like 900. So it's like if you look at would you rather, when you're paying a guy, are you looking at like the 3 years? Of course, you're looking at the whole thing, but the recency bias, right? Last year, Deebo had the monster year. So, like, who deserves to be paid higher with those two factors?
I pay Deebo. I think Deebo didn't miss a game last season. I believe AJ Brown missed a good portion of the season with that foot issue.
Yeah.
Foot issue. So I'd pay Deebo, but I think receivers kind of start losing a step when they reach 30 or right around 30, 31.
Yeah.
So they need to try to get their money when they can. So my thing is I wish they would have gotten that high round pick this year instead of next year. Only because you never know what that first round pick is going to be. Is that going to be a mid-20s? Or like this year they could have gotten that high teen in the like 10-15 type pick,
Trust me, if you're going to trade Deebo, you would have done it a few days ago because you know exactly what pick you're getting in return. Now, if you trade for a future pick, you don't know if it's going to be pick 15. If the Jets, Zach Wilson's going to get hot, they're going to make the playoffs, and now it's in the 20s, right? So you're trading Deebo for an unknown draft pick, whereas, if you did it right before the draft, then you already know what you're getting.
Exactly. That's where my frustration came in. If Deebo was legitimately disgruntled and said, hey, my agent, just tell the 49ers I'm never going to play for him again. Why are you keeping me here? I don't see the 49ers winning that position because you can't keep a disgruntled player because that's going to spoil the locker room.
I mean, that's what they say, Kim. That's what they say. But it feels like not too long ago, maybe in the 2000s, it didn't matter. Now, that's a different era when we're talking, 2005, 2008, kind of when I'm growing up. They'd slap the tag on you. They don't care. You want out? I don't give a shit. We got the franchise tag. Boom, you tag them. They're not going nowhere. They're paid they're paid a premium for that one season, right? The franchise tag averages out the top 5 salaries or top 7 salaries, whatever the number is, and then pays the player that, at their positions. Like Deebo, we get the average of the top 5 wide receiver salaries. So if you tag them, they're paid fairly. Players hate it because it's only a 1-year deal, and they want the big multi-year contracts. But he's under contract now, and the 49ers can theoretically tag him twice, and everyone knows that. And I know people are making a big deal about, oh, that would screw up the locker room chemistry. But it's like, Deebo, you're already screwing up by demanding this trade. I don't want to just look at it from the negative perspective on Deebo, because the 49ers and Parag Marate could have really lowballed him. And I would be pissed off if they're offering me, oh, yeah, Deebo, yeah, we'll pay you, 17 mil a season and we'll guarantee you 15 mil. Like, I'd be offended as well. So if that's what's going on, I completely understand, Deebo. That's not right.
We got to thank Trent Baalke for giving Christian Kirk that $18 million a season. I mean, I can't blame Christian Kirk for taking the money. I take it too. As they say, take the money and run.
Yeah, no, you got that right. Christian Kirk, he would have been stupid to turn down that money.
Exactly. How often are you going to get that opportunity? You might as well jump on it when it's good. So, couple last points.
Yeah.
Did you hear John Lynch over the weekend say they were still willing to wanting to keep Jimmy? I heard that and I was like,
they really did. And how about Conscious Raza? He's asking you, Korean 49er, what's your prediction with the Jimmy G situation? So please continue along your path and maybe answer his question along the way.
I was already feeling that this offseason is ruined because Jimmy's still on this roster. That's $27 million in dead sunk cost that we can't use to strengthen the team. What if you need to have a cornerback go down during the season and all you can get is a Drake Kirkpatrick type off the street? I mean, you saw what happened last season. It's like, do we really want to go down that path again? I mean, if the Carolina Panthers say, we'll give you a 6th round pick next year, I'm just going to take it.
Yes.
Just take it.
Yeah.
Don't ask any questions. Do it in the blink of an eye. Get it done.
That honestly, that's pretty much how I would have been treating this whole situation from the get-go. Anytime, because me and you've been on the same path that Jimmy G has no trade value. So anytime an offer would have came in, I would have been like spamming the accept button. It's like in fantasy baseball or fantasy football, someone sends you a trade where it's like, oh, you just sent me that? Yeah, you click accept as soon as possible, because they can click the rescind button and then it disappears.
Exactly. And then one other point about the offensive line. I don't see McGlinchey coming back this season because players who tear their quads usually don't come back.
Wow.
Or they only come back at 50% of what they were because that's that severe an injury. So, to me,
but he has looked good. I know you must have seen kind of his little workout videos that he put out a couple weeks ago. Like, he's squatting. It is looking relatively good what he's putting out there.
This is true, but I've always felt he was always a little bit he's been a liability when he's been on the field. If you can only do run blocking and be kind of mediocre in pass blocking, it's like, I don't want to see the big crunch on Trey because someone off the right side of the offensive line didn't get a block. Whipped on a block on a.
I know. Well, the thing is, at least at right tackle, Trey has a chance to see it, right? If it's at left tackle and it's your blind side, right? It's coming from behind you. You don't know where the hit's coming from. But you got Big Trent at left tackle, so maybe that's a plus. Right. I'm just looking for positives in a bleak situation that is right tackle. Really, the whole right side of our O-line has just been subpar for, since like.
I think the Harbaugh days.
Yeah, since like Anthony Davis. Was Upati left guard or right guard?
He was left guard.
He was left guard.
And then I think
Anthony Davis was a solid right tackle for, a few years stretch before he basically just quit football.
Yeah. So my other question is can you count on Alex Mack? Because I do not. Because he's already taken all those collisions for all those years, and bless him for doing that. Does he really want to say, hey, I'm going to get back to 310 pounds and want to take a bunch more collisions against 315-pound defensive linemen? I'm just putting that out
I mean,
there.
what does he think about Trey Lance? So if you're 40 years old, right, and you're contemplating coming back for one more year, probably because you want that Super Bowl ring, right? And you know this team's going to a new quarterback. Does that come into your mind and say, man, how is that kid? Do I have a legit chance at a Super Bowl? Is that going to sway my opinion? I feel like that would matter if I'm coming back, to be honest. And he knows what Trey's got, right? He's in practice with him. He's the guy snapping him the ball. So you wonder. But one sign I took from the press conference, Kim, is how many times John Lynch said Jake Brendel. They were talking up. It was like 3 or 4 times they're talking up Jake Brendel, right? Who's this backup center, that we didn't mention not one time the whole year last year, but we mentioned him 3 or 4 times, in this press conference. I thought that was interesting.
I was like, I put my head down and started shaking. I was like, we cannot go this route of having backups unless they're in for just like a game or two a season. If a starter got hurt, we can't be doing that. I don't think Jake Brendel has played many games for whatever reason in the NFL as an NFL professional. For whatever reason.
Yeah. I want to say he. Man, now I gotta look it up. He might have played professionally. I don't know if it was in Canada or where the hell he played football. But Danny, you got any thoughts on Danny Gray? I know there's some varying opinions. Apparently, he's got some drop issues.
That was the main thing I was worried about, were the drop issues. I'm hoping that he kind of does what Jerry Rice did, decrease the drops when he starts actually being in games and running down the field. But I'm happy to see they actually invested in getting several offensive linemen in the draft and undrafted free agency, just because that's one group that just definitely needs better quality.
I agree. Okay, and I got to update Jake Brendel. So he didn't play in Canada. I don't know who I was thinking about, but he's bounced around. He's with the Cowboys, Dolphins, Broncos, Ravens, now Niners. So Brendel's really bounced around this league. And apparently John Lynch thinks that this guy's ready to go and be the starting center, is what it sounded like at that press conference.
I don't know. I can't say what's in John Lynch's mind or not. I'm not going to go there. If he believes it, he must be seeing something that you and I aren't. So, but what do you think they're going to do at safety? I believe they got 2 safeties and undrafted free agents. Would you re-sign Tart?
Yes. I'm a Tart guy.
I like Tart too, and I know what I'm getting from him.
Man, Tart's good, man. He's in the right place at the right time. He's solid in coverage. He's a really good run defender. Tart can play the run. He can shoot a gap, get a tackle for loss in a big situation. I like Jaquiski Tart. Does he have good hands? No, he doesn't. He's dropped some interceptions, but let me tell you, at least he's in the right place to make a play on the ball, okay? Because Tarvarius Moore, who I know some 49ers fans are holding out hope and they really like him, I'm not big on Moore. Moore's not in the right spot. So it's one of those things, I would rather have the guy who's in the right place, the smart player, as opposed to the guy, who can catch it, but he's taking bad angles and he's not in the right place. So I want Tart back. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest, Kim, because someone asked him about that at the presser. I want to say that was the one. Actually, that was post-draft because Shanahan was there too. Because Lynch kind of dismissed it, and then Shanahan came in and said, we would never rule out Tart, was what Shanahan said.
Yeah. I think that's where I heard John Lynch say some more about Jimmy, the man who shall not be named. So, yeah. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'm more interested when the pads get put on and they're on the practice field. So all this offseason stuff, I just want it done as soon as possible.
I know that's how I feel. It's all about what goes on the field. That's why I got to get some. I'm going to work on getting some tape of these college kids, and I'll cut it up, and then we can, that'll hold us over, so we can see some on-field action from our new draft prospects. I'll see what I can do. Last year I was subscribed to Alex Rollins' Patreon, and he had a bunch of film on there. That's how I got the film on Lance and some of the other prospects that I was putting out some college film on. And so I got to hit up that avenue again, hit up Alex Rollins and get some film. Because that's what it's about, man. What happens on the field? Like, we could speculate all day till we're blue in the face, right? But it's like, we don't know. It's just all pure speculation. So I like getting down to the tape and really finding out what's going down on the gridiron.
Hey, one last final point, and then I got to go hit the sack for another wonderful day of work.
Hey, somebody call in because there's no one in line. So after Kim goes, I'm going to fly solo. I had
Come
to
on,
throw that out
Pinor,
there.
join in, Pinor. Call in. If with Bosa getting the 50-year option, if he has another, let's say 14 to let's say 16 sack season,
yeah,
I see him getting like a $35 million a year contract because the cap's going up. Bosa's dad's not going to allow him to not get paid the big bucks. And he's got the 49ers over a barrel because he's just sitting back, just being cool and watching Deebo just make them squirm.
Let me tell you, for some reason, I don't think they're going to do this bullshit they're doing with Deebo to Nick Bosa. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to pay him, and they're not going to hesitate. There's not going to be all this pushback because it's like edge rushers. It's been quarterbacks, and then the premium edge rushers get their money. That's kind of been the staple of just the NFL's hierarchy about who you pay. It's quarterbacks and edge rushers. Now, wide receivers are now entering that threshold. They're getting paid 20, 25, even up to $30 million. So wide receivers, this is relatively new, but it's like edge rushers always get paid a premium, and Bosa's like their baby, I don't think they're going to let this thing play out because they know Bosa's don't mess around, dude. You pay him, or they're holding out and they're pissed off, just like Joey did.
Exactly. My first offer will be 6 years, whatever 35 times 6 is, 215 million, and give him $100 million guaranteed and a $50 million signing bonus just to at least start it off. I mean, as you said before, he's not going to waste time.
Yeah,
they're not going to waste time. They know that if worse comes to worse, they're going to get a huge offer by another team.
That's how it is. Hey, Kim, thanks for calling in and kicking off the show. It was fun meeting up with you, when we did. And next time I'm out in that Chicago area, I'm going to give you a call. Likewise, if you're out in the Bay, hit me up.
I will do, man. Oh, if you're in for that Chicago game, send me a message, brother.
Will do. Portillo's, yeah?
Portillo's, yep. You have to get that beef and sausage sandwich, man. That's a Chicago standard. So good, man. You'll love it.
Looking forward to it. All right. Here he is. Pinor, talk to me. It's been a minute.
Yo, one thing I do wonder though, when I know I keep saying I'm gonna do my channel, and I promise I will, but like whenever you guys slightly kick someone off, I definitely got to learn that trick. Not to say you were doing that to Kim, but like I love everything Kim has to say, but that's something I'm gonna definitely be very blunt about. I'm like, all right, there's someone waiting, get the fuck out, like But either way,
hey, that's because you're cutlass, man. You're cutthroat. That's the word I'm looking for. Pinor's cutthroat, dude. You don't mess around with Pinor, dude.
Oh man, like
I've learned that in some Twitter spaces a couple times.
Hey, one thing about you though, when you get pissed off, I like it when you get pissed off because you're already animated as it is. But when you like, there's like maybe one time I think I heard you pissed off one time, and I like it. I like the energy. But yeah, as far as this draft though, I initially gave it like a B-, C+, somewhere around there. But the more I'm looking into it, it's like I think that it could be a solid B, just due to the fact that what the capability of those 3 picks are. Like I know that everybody was crapping on everything after who was it? After Danny Gray got picked, like
Spencer Burford, Sam Womack.
Yeah, all those picks, I felt like people were getting pissed. Not only because of the fact that okay, at that point you want to trade up. They didn't trade up previously up to that point. And I think that when they picked Ty, I think that people were pissed because, a lot of people wanted Cross, off the board because of the safety position. Now, I understand about getting Cross or getting someone like who else was it? Brisker was a little higher up. So I understood when people were getting pissed, especially everybody that was in the living room that day when I was watching the draft. It was mainly me, my brother-in-law, and a couple of other people. But the one thing that I'm taking away from this year and last year's picks, a lot of them didn't really get to have the shine. Like we still got to wait on Sermon, still got to wait on Jalen Moore, we still got to wait on Aaron Banks, we still got to wait on Trey Lance. So all these picks, it's not that they failed last year, because a lot of people want to say that we did fail. I don't think that we failed. I think that we have to give it.
Let me
one more
interject
year.
something though, Minor. When you
Mhm.
draft an interior lineman in round 2, like Aaron Banks, like
Yeah.
ideally that guy's playing right away.
Yeah, I agree. I did not like it. I make fun of Vish because of it many times, because Vish was saying that, and shout out to Vish, by the way, big fan. But I was crapping on him a little bit because he was saying that was the best pick of the draft. And me, I'm like, how is it the best pick? Like, like for me, I just didn't know if he was going to work because of how big he was. I just didn't think that he could fit in the offense, just schematically talking about it, like just the way he could fit. I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. But either way, the way I look at it is that I can't just say that they're all failures just yet. Now, me, I'm quick to just pull the trigger to say you are a failure because I don't have patience. But I understand that you can't really judge last year's draft class, because that's literally 4 people that I named, like Aaron, Jalen, Trey, and the other Trey. That's 4. That I don't even remember how many picks we had last year, but that's that's a big portion of your draft last year that we think was a failure, but we haven't even got to see them flesh out the second year yet. It was almost like a red shirt year for them last season. So I need them all to cash in, though. That's the thing. I'm not going to wait any longer. You should not be waiting 3 years as a backup for me to judge you. Like, you need to get your ass in there, and I need to judge you now, because
Not if you're a second,
it's time.
3rd round pick, damn sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree. I just think that, and then this year I feel like at a Ty, I think Ty could steal that starting job from Mitchell. I think that Danny Gray is a great addition, regardless of the Deebo situation. It looks like he's gonna have to play regardless. So I mean, you're gonna have him, you're gonna have Gray, you're gonna have Ayuk. To me, they all do not have a similar play style at all. I like the way that they're so diverse in their styles, and it makes it just makes us have a good I don't know, like a style of offense. Like, it's just like, how do you want to get beat this week? You want me to throw it over the top to Danny?
Versatile.
You want me to cut you up with Ayuk? You want me to just destroy you, like face mask to face mask with Deebo? Like, how do you want it this week? And not only that, but we're not even talking about the run game completely. We're just talking about throwing it on you right now. Yeah, so I'm very happy with the draft. And then shout out to Drake Jackson. I feel like him and Bosa together. I mean, I can't promise anything, but I could only assume with Chris Kosuric that this is going to work out. I'm hopeful. He just has to prove it now. And yeah, I think that regardless of the safety position, the strong safety, I think that the reason they don't really care about it as much is because of the pass rush. I think that because of that pass rush, they're not worried as much. And plus, when you have Charvarius Ward on one side, and then we just got we got Jason Verrett back too. That's a flyer year. That's a flyer year we got.
I didn't talk about him. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
So, like, the fact is that it looks like, in my opinion, I think we got better. I really do. And then we're not even talking about special teams either. We got better at special teams altogether with all the people we got and the coach. So to me, I think that they have moved the needle. It just isn't as sexy as people wanted it to be with getting like Tyrann Mathieu. Obviously, he got signed today. So I think that, yeah, we didn't get that guy. And it gets me pissed off that we always make excuses for John and Kyle. But at the end of the day, I can't lie to myself either. I think that the picks that we got last year will either fail or they'll cash in. and we get to finally see it. No more pussyfooting around. So we get to see that, and then this year we get to see someone like Danny Gray, shoot it over the top. I'm gonna love to see that. I'm gonna love to see all these guys.
And that's got to be Lance. That's got to be Lance Pinor.
That's Lance,
you don't draft
bro.
Danny Gray if Jimmy Garoppolo's your quarterback because he doesn't throw the ball down the field.
Exactly. So, I'm excited. Like, as much as everybody's bummed out about certain things like the Deebo situation or Jimmy still being here, like, don't get me wrong, I'm overwhelmed with it at this point. I just can't give it any more energy. I just can't care anymore because it's like there's no point in me in crying. Like, all I want to do is just focus on the positivity. The positivity is saying that we have moved the needle. It's just now let's test it. How much is it enough to beat these Rams? Is it enough to beat these Bucks? Is it enough to go further than that? So now that's just all I'm focused on, man. Like, I get it where people are pissed at Deebo or they're pissed at Jimmy. I that was last year for Pinor. Like, that was last year for Pinor when it came to Jimmy. And Deebo now, it'll figure itself out. Time will figure it out. I can't care less.
Time heals all wounds.
Exactly. Yeah, man. So
I love it. And the Deebo situation, I agree with you. That thing's been, I'm about to talk to my ears off at Deebo. So the stuff that happened over the weekend, like him releasing these t-shirts that say I'm back. He's posing for photos, with fans, wearing his jersey. So it's like, what's going on? I don't know what the hell's going on with Deebo. So that's why it's like, we can talk it up and beat it to death, but it's like none of us really know. And Deebo's being so damn cryptic, right? Everything he's like, oh, the media don't know nothing. Nobody knows nothing. Well, then fucking tell us, Deebo.
Yeah,
what's
that's
going
exactly
on?
how I feel. Yeah, my boy was saying the same thing. I'm just like, Deebo, for as tough as you are on the field, it just doesn't seem like that off the field. I'm not saying that you're not a tough guy off the field. It's not the point. Like, physically, I'm pretty sure you can handle yourself in a fight. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, that mental toughness, I know you have it on the field, but off the field, like, dude, for me personally, because Deebo's the same age as me. I'm 26. And the thing with me, it's like, I personally wouldn't block anybody on Twitter like Grant Cohn. I wouldn't cry and try to send these cryptic messages. I wouldn't allow someone like OBJ to influence me because you're a fucking cornball. And those are the things that I'm disappointed with Deebo. I'm not really mad at you because I get your point that you want to get paid. And if you think about Deebo and his lifestyle, I mean, look at what he wears on a day-to-day basis. You're talking about Triple S Balenciaga sneakers. You're talking about
fat ass
like
chains,
iced out, custom. What is it? Like a busted down Deebo chain. From whoever jeweler it was, from whatever designer store it was from. You got him wearing Off-White, Louis Vuitton, season 6.
He already dresses.
Abloh.
He looks like he already got that bag. It looks like he already got that bag.
And
that might be why he's so pissed. He already spent the money that he thought was coming.
Exactly. Because if you look at Trey Lance, like what was everybody saying about Trey Lance? They were all making fun of him because he got a Malibu or an Impala or something. Yeah. That was a smart move. And not only that, he got paid more than Deebo. And look what he's doing with his money. And I'm glad that he's the leader of this team. He is the leader of this team. And I love to see that from him from that first time that he was starting to get noticed and people were taking photos of him like around the facility. And those are one of the first things that we got to see is that he's not stupid with his money. He understands that this is a business too. And he has to be responsible as a spender as well. And Deebo is just like, dude, I get it. You want that money. You feel like you deserve it. Go do you. But at the end of the day, I'm a fan of this team. And as a fan of this team, I need what's best for this team because I'm about a Super Bowl. But I get it if people want to be, a social worker for Deebo. I get it if you want to be a social worker for Deebo. If you're about all that, go for it. I played Madden franchise mode, and I'm about winning Super Bowls, baby. Like back when, like it was just like we won Super Bowls every year if I controlled, But the thing is, it's like, the way the players are these days, man, it's hard. It's hard to just manage all this. Yeah.
No, you got that right. And shoot, I agree with you. I was winning a bunch of Super Bowls on Madden too. No cap.
Yeah, I bet, bro. But yeah, I just by the way, man, I'm not gonna be in everything as much anymore. Very busy now. Have to actually go to Phoenix pretty soon, but probably leave around like 12 o'clock tonight. So
wow.
I'll be pretty busy. But like as far as like you guys like with the content creating, like just keep doing it, man. And yeah, I just I respect you, baller. I respect people like you, people like Jesse. Others they know who they are, but it's just like, dude, there's two things that I wish though in our community. One, we need to hold it down in those Twitter spaces from everybody that I talk to outside of Twitter, right? Outside of Twitter, I talk to certain people that are in spaces and stuff. And they all tell me that these Miami Dolphins fans are going crazy, that these New York Jets fans, not as crazy, but like, it's just like, I really wish I could be there during those battles because there's something about this community that I like a lot. I like that we are called the Lion's Den sometimes, and we have that crazy ass community. But I just wish that we could hold that
It's
down a
nuts,
lot better.
dude. It's nuts in those Twitter spaces, man.
I
And you
love
kill
it.
it. You're a hell of a host. I try to hop in. I got to be more proactive. I was getting better at jumping into some of these spaces because, man, once you guys get going, and it can be intimidating, dude, because you guys are going at it. Shit, dudes are getting called out, made fun of. But I mean, it's all in good fun, though. It's all in good fun.
Yeah. And then with the YouTube game, I just think that I think ultimately, man, it's just like sometimes like when it comes to YouTube, like it got so repetitive for me with a lot of people's content that it's like it's hard for me to even watch everybody now. It's like there's a lot of content creators. I'm not even gonna say that they're all good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. They're not all good. Some of you are good. I consider you one of them. I like the way your energy is. I like the way Jesse is. You gotta you gotta give me some knowledge. You gotta be entertaining. You gotta do something because there's so mmany 49er content creators now. It's ridiculous. They have more than beer brands, bro. And the thing is, it's like, just keep doing you guys though, baller, and just stay up, man. Try to look at the positivity. I know you do, man. But like, I can guarantee that we're gonna kick a lot of ass next season. I'm gonna love every week looking at Trey Lance grow, bro. Like he's really gonna be growing in front of our eyes. And he's going to be throwing it over the top to Danny. He's going to be cutting people up with Ayuk, and Deebo's going to be
Ray McLeod. Ray McLeod, Pioneer. That's kind of been my breakout performer. I'm really high on Ray. He can play running back. This guy's a better third down running back than JaMychal Hasty ever was. And that's basically just going off his high school highlights and some Clemson running back stuff and just what I've seen from him with the Bills and the Steelers. I think you can put him in at running back. You can put him in the slot. He's like a better version of Trent Taylor, who you can give the ball on end arounds to. He's a dynamic runner. So be on the lookout for Ray. That's my breakout guy. I know I let you down last year with my Zach Wilson prediction. I still haven't backed off Zach Wilson, Pioneer. I can't give it up. Now I've kind of shifted that Zach Wilson's a bit of a slow learner is how I'm describing it, Pioneer. Every year at BYU, Zach Wilson got better. So that's kind of what I'm predicting he's going to do at the NFL level. Started out slow. He actually got better his last 3 or 4 games when he came back from the injury. So I'm not out. I know Zach Wilson, let you down with my prediction. He let my fantasy football team down as well in my 2-quarterback league. It was a 2-quarterback league. But I haven't jumped off that well yet.
Yeah, hey, don't, man. I don't even think of last season as just the only season we just know going forward he's going to be a bust. And shout out to Niner by Nature, by the way. Shout out to you, bro. I definitely got to keep up with his channel too. I actually been sleeping on that, and I'm honest about what I watch.
Me too. I got to check out Niner by Nature. That's on me. No doubt, because he's always showing mad love.
Watch, dude.
Me and him, I feel like show a lot of love in these chats. So shout out to you, Nature.
Hell yeah. He's definitely a true one, man. Very loyal to all the content, but yeah, I'm happy for this community. People like Niner by Nature, you making content, it's all good, man. Yeah, and I agree with him here too. But
hey, you're a legend in your own right. You don't hold back. That's what everyone knows about Pioneer. You don't give a shit. You'll give your opinion whether it's going to hurt someone's feelings or not. You don't care. So I'm happy. I'm on your good side. It's good to be on Pioneer's good side.
I guess, man. Maybe it's the right time kind of thing, But the thing is, it's like, dude, the Deebo and the Jimmy stuff, it's so fucking overwhelming, and I can't give a shit anymore. You guys waste like we don't own this team, and it's hard for us to like always want them to pick this pick in the draft for them to do this. It's like
Hey, Pino, your audio's kind of buzzing a little bit. We're getting a little feedback. Just the last minute or two. I don't know if anything switched. I just wanted to fill you in. We're getting just a little fuzzy sound. But Ty Davis Price ran Leon O'Neal smooth over. I got to peep that, Nature. I've heard that talked about a couple times already. And I think I already saw the clip, but I didn't put it together that was Leon O'Neal, who is also on this 49ers practice squad. I know 49ers Twitter's happy about that. You got Jason Poe out of Mercer, undrafted. You got Donovan West, who I was seeing Niners fans, they wanted this guy picked in like the 3rd or 4th round. And we get him as an undrafted guy. Hey, that's a plus. You guys wanted a center? Well, Poe, Donovan West, a couple guys to keep an eye on. Aaron Hernandez. No, I don't think we want to do that one, but thanks for coming by. That's good. So let me, while Pinor's muted, I wanted to let you guys know what I think, or how I think the Jimmy Garoppolo situation should play out. All right. I'll go to full screen. I'll go full screen for a minute. So with Jimmy G, we cannot have this guy on the roster week 1. Okay, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing with Jimmy G. I'm keeping him all the way through, right up until week 1 through training camp. But I'm trying to trade him. But I'm willing to hold on to him right up until week 1 before that money becomes guaranteed. Week 1, game 1, that money's guaranteed. I'm not keeping him by then. I'm trying my best to trade him. And here's what I'd tell him. I'd say, Jimmy, look, Trey beat you out. Now, this obviously is predicated on Trey Lance doing well in OTAs and training camp. And it's like, Jimmy, look, Trey just beat you out, dude. He's our starting quarterback. Yeah, we still like you, but we can't keep you on this team at 27 mil. So, Jimmy, you're either going to have to take a pay cut. We'll make you the QB2, and instead of 27, we'll pay you 12. We'll cut that down. All right? We'll pay you 12 mil. That's fair for a backup. I mean, that's a well-paid backup, 12 mil. All right? Because if he doesn't want to take that and he's like, no, I'm not taking a pay cut. No. Then we cut you, right? And guess what? Then it's week 1. All right. And teams already have their starting quarterbacks already sharpied in the lineup. Okay. So at that point, you think a team's going to sign him where he has to learn a new playbook and pay him more than 12 mil? I don't know. I don't know if a team's going to do that. All right. So that's how I'm playing this out. I got to play hardball with Jimmy. Got to play hardball with him. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Oh, I didn't even scroll down. Folks are going nuts. That's on me. I didn't even scroll down. Yeah, we got a Pioneer sighting. What's up, Bashar? Yeah, I had some fun. I was watching the draft with Celts Chronicles and 49er Minded. We had a blast. It's up on Celts channel. Shout out to Celts. Damn, I can't believe I didn't scroll down on these comments. I don't understand why there's so many Trey Lance haters. I don't get it. My mind can't wrap my head around this. Jimmy could throw 9,000 interceptions a game, and his people still say Jimmy's the best. Kim, it's like, did these people watch or have they heard of Joe Montana, Steve Young? Like the 49ers, we're supposed to have A1 premium quarterback play, and it hasn't been it. It hasn't been it. Kaepernick gave us some flashes, right? But that's all they were. They were flashes. Like, he wasn't a bona fide stud. That's all we want. I'm not accepting mediocrity at the quarterback position. So I'm with you, Kim. Oh, let's see. Did I finish that? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Nature said he's taking a break. Well, shout out to you, Nature. Thanks for coming by. That's what I'm saying. We can't have Jimmy on the roster. But how'd you guys like my idea? You keep him. You're trying to trade him all the way through. Maybe somebody gets injured. Opposing quarterback gets injured. They need a guy. Hey, we got Jimmy. Trade him out. And if no one wants him up until you hold him like as late as possible, because now every team's already figured out their quarterback position. All right. And we say, look, Jimmy, Trey just beat you out, you know? So either you got to take a pay cut or we're going to cut you. And I don't know what team are the Patriots. Well, the Patriots just drafted, they just drafted Zappy. So they got a backup now. I was thinking maybe the Patriots might bring him in to be a backup, but now they just drafted a guy, Zappy. Guy can sling it out of Western Kentucky. I don't know. I don't know where the Jimmy Suitor is. I mean, the Panthers, it's like the only team. I mean, the Seahawks, I don't think the Seahawks would rather just roll with Geno. I'm telling you, I think Geno's going to play. It's not going to be Drew Lock. Drew Lock is trash. I expect Geno to be the quarterback for Seattle. I have to say, Eric, out of all the Niners content creators I've seen, this is the nicest looking layout. Wow, that's big. I want to say it's Jack, but I'm going to say JCK. But I know you're a Conehead legend. So what's up, JCK? I appreciate that. Yeah, you like that one? Yeah, I did. I worked a little bit on this layout. Thank you. Bashar said he's chilling. Man, thank you guys for coming by. This is fun. This was a hot one. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Bashar. Trey's going to come in and, you know, there might be some growing pains, but by the end of the year, this guy's going to give us the best opportunity to win a Super Bowl. So it's like if Trey starts week 1 and we get in the playoffs, we're going to be dangerous because I guarantee you we're going to be playing a lot better later on in the season. Who knows? We could not saying we can't start off hot. I think Trey could start off hot. But I'm just saying the kid's going to keep getting better, and I'm excited for it. I fight in Rombo, Grant, and other chat rooms all the time over Trey. Yeah, we got Trey's back. That's what's up, Rodney. That's what's up. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Bashar. You're the man, too. I know I owe you a show, so hit me up. We'll get it popping. Yeah, the Jimmy lovers. Yeah, you don't see him quite as much on Twitter. That's facts, UDFA. And I like that name. Undrafted free agent for the win. I like that. I like that name. You cut Jimmy late. Jimmy had his surgery late. Hey, that's how it plays out. You want to play with us? We'll play with you. So take this 12 mil to be a backup. And now that extra money, right? So when we reduce Jimmy's salary, if it happens, from 27 to 12 or 15, whatever we can negotiate, you know, because it's going to be, you know, the season's going to be upon us. There's not going to be much free agency. But that cap money, that difference is going to roll over to next year. So now that's an extra 15 mil that we can have. 15 mil, that'll get you a damn good player or a couple of good players, to be honest. So that's what I'm thinking you do with in that situation. Roll over the cap, and it'll help us out next free agency. I had a dude in my chat with the name King's Ransom. Yeah, that's pretty good, too. That's pretty good. Jordan Love isn't playing much. Why? Because he has a gold jacket in front of him. And nature. I've been steadfast on this opinion. That was the stupidest draft pick I've ever seen. Packers, the GM Gutekunst. You have Aaron Rodgers, which I know some people have varying opinions on Rodgers, right? I just think he's a damn hell of a football player. I think Aaron Rodgers is a really good quarterback. So, I mean, I lean that I would want him on my team any day of the week. But so you got a Hall of Famer under contract, and it was at least like 3 years remaining on the deal. And you're going to draft Jordan Love. You're going to draft a quarterback in the first round instead of getting him a weapon. Like, we know Devontae Adams was there, but there wasn't much after that, right? I mean, Alan Lazard, man, MVS, man, you know, EQ St. Brown, shout out to him. I'm a big Equanimous St. Brown. I think he's got a new team. He might be on the Bears now. He might be on the Bears. But that was always something that was just so stupid to me. You got Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer, on the contract, yet we're going to draft a quarterback in round 1. That made no damn sense. That's what I'm saying. It's like that GM deserved to be fired on the spot. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to have, I don't know. Just like, what is Jordan Love doing? Right in Pine? It just made no sense. I agree. Jordan Love, not cut it for me. But they basically rushed into drafting a quarterback. Yeah, they didn't need to do it. They needed to wait a couple years. Like, you draft your quarterback, like your heir apparent, when your lead dog is like on the decline. Aaron Rodgers had back-to-back MVP seasons. So, they didn't play their cards right there. You're supposed to go get him a weapon or improve the defense, do something that's going to help your team, not draft a backup quarterback. Baller, what are your expectations from Trey this year? I expect Trey to have a big year and we make the Super Bowl. It's very possible. I expect us to make the playoffs. And I think once you get in the playoffs, you can absolutely make a run. Maybe unless your QB's Jimmy G, sorry, but not sorry. There wasn't enough good decision making. There wasn't that dynamic element. So, yeah, I don't think you're far-fetched there. 49ers can absolutely make the playoffs with Trey Lance. And once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. The touchdown, I don't think we're going to see a high passing touchdown number. Like what? Maybe it'll be around like 20. Let me pull up last year's like passing touchdown stats. That way I just have a good gauge for like who was where. Like obviously 30, 40 touchdowns, like 50 is like a crazy ass year, 50 passing, but like 30, 40 passing touchdowns feels like a lot. So let me pull it up. Let's see who had like the most passing touchdowns last year. Okay, so Brady had 43. This is all passing. Brady had 43. Stafford had 41. Herbert had 38. Rodgers 37. Dak 37. Pat 37. Josh 36. Joe Burrow 34. So let's go down. Russ had 25, but he didn't play the whole year. He missed that chunk of the year. So like Derek Carr had 23, right? So I'm thinking Trey's going to have like 18, 19 passing TDs, but he's going to have 6 or 7 rushing. And we all know the 49ers were a run-first team. So, statistically, I don't know if you're talking statistically or just like in general, but I'm looking at the statistic end. I'm thinking, 19 passing touchdowns, 7 rushing, with interceptions relatively low. Maybe like 6 picks? So like a 19-6 ratio. I feel like that'd be pretty good. Right? I got these stats queued up. I want to see like, okay, who's it? So Stafford and Trevor Lawrence led the NFL last year with 17 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, yuck. 10 touchdowns to 17 interceptions last year. That is not good. That's not good. So, and Trey really took care of the ball when he was at North Dakota State. So hopefully you can keep that. 6 might be ridiculously low now that I'm looking at this. Yeah, 6 TDs 6 interceptions would be ridiculously low for a quarterback who played the whole season. So, Jimmy had 12 and he missed a couple games. So I expect Trey to take care of the ball better than Jimmy. That'd be the goal. Have less than 12 interceptions next year. Tommy. What's up, Tommy? Tommy, why you been going at me? Tommy, you've been going at me in these chats. You're still my guy, though. Shout out to Tommy. He says Lawrence over Wilson. I had Lawrence over Wilson. Wilson was my QB2 last year. So, I don't really disagree. But I still like Zach Wilson. I think he's going to continue to get better. Trevor Lawrence will also get better. But the Jets, man, they're making some moves. They're bringing in, they're bolstering that O-line. They brought in Laken Tomlinson. They got some weapons to get him the rock. They just brought in the Ohio State kid, Garrett Wilson, to go with, Corey Davis, Braxton Berrios, Elijah Moore. I think they signed 2 tight ends, right? They signed the tight end from the Vikings, Conklin, and Uzama. Like, Jets are making moves. They're trying to build around Zach Wilson. Wait till year 3. He's going to get better year 2, but Zach Wilson, year 3, I think he's going to have the Jets in the playoffs. And I'll let you guys know something that I don't think I've ever told really many people, but because the Niners are my team. Really, I only got one team, right? 49ers, ride or die all day. SF, born and raised, Bay Area baller. Woo! But if I had a number 2 team, it'd be the Jets. They're in the AFC, but my dad, who's up in heaven, Pops, we miss you. He was a Jets fan. So, for him, and I'm a Zach Wilson guy. And it's like Robert Saleh, my old Niner coaching staff is over there. So it just makes it easy. It makes it easy for me to root for the Jets as like a distant second team. All right. It's Niners all day. Niners are my squad. But the Jets, I got just a little bit of love for my Jets and my boy Zach Wilson. But hey, I'm going to wrap this up. It's been an hour. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I haven't done a baller takes callers in quite some time. So I was happy for the turnout in the chat. Only 2 callers to step up were Pioneer and my boy Ekim. Shout out to those 2 legends. And hey, hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I'm almost to 1,000. Once I do, best believe we're going to have some giveaways. The giveaway is going to be popping off. Trust me, once we hit 1K, it's going to be going down. All right. I got a couple items already. I'm not going to tell you, but I got a couple items already that I'm going to give out. I might have to get more of I might have to get a big ticket. If you got an idea on a big ticket item, maybe 1 or 2, couple bills, hit me on Twitter. Maybe a jersey or something. We'll figure something out. But hey, thanks for coming by, and go Niners.